Good morning, students. How are you? Hopefully, all of you fine, fit, and healthy. Welcome you all after vacations. As you know that before vacations, we already start our this chapter number 4. Now, but this chapter was not completed. Now we start this chapter from the stupas. Now here you see the what is the meaning of stupas or chaityas? From the early times, people tended to regard certain places as sacred. These include the site with special trees or unique rocks or site of inspiring natural beauties. These sites with small shrines attached to them were sometimes described as chaityas or stupas. Now, the four sacred places. Our Buddhist literature mentioned several chaityas. It also described places associated with the Buddha's life, where he was born. As you know that he was born in the Lumbini, where and then the Bodh Gaya, where he attained the enlightenment. Sarnath, this place where he gave his first sermon. Sermon means pravachan. Then the Kushinagar, where he attained Nibbana, where he died. Now these four places was considered as the sacred places, and this one is also very important in this time even also. Now why were the stupas built? This is the question. Why were the stupas built? These were the very sacred places I am just told you. The remains of the Buddhas, the relics of the Buddha, relics means remains, such as the bodily remains, objects used by him were buried there. In these places, they buried these objects or the remains of the Buddhas. These were the mounds known as the stupas. Stupas may have been the pre-Buddhist. This is the tradition that, but they came to be associated with the Buddhism. Since they contain the relics regarded as the sacred, the entire stupa came to be venerated as an emblem of both the Buddha and the Buddhism. According to the Buddhist text, known as the Ashoka Vandana, Ashoka, as we know that Ashoka was also adopted the Buddha religion. So Ashoka distributed portion of the Buddha's relics to every important town and ordered the construction of stupas over them. By the 2nd century BC, a number of the stupas included those at the Bharut, Sanchi, Sarnath. All these stupas were built in the 2nd century BC. Now the question arises that how were stupas built? Who made these stupas? Not all the stupas were built by the Ashokas. Then who made? How these stupas were built? Inscriptions found on the railing and pillars of stupas record the donation made for buildings and decorating them. On that time, the people they were also donate the money or the other things for build these stupas. Some donations were made by the kings, such as the Satvahanas. Other was made by the others people, like as the guilds such as of the ivory workers who finance part of one of the gateway at the Sanchi. Hundreds of donations were made by women and men who mentioned their names, sometimes adding the names of the place from where they came as well as their occupation and name of their relatives even also. Bhikkhus and bhikkhunis. They were also contributed towards building the monuments. Now, next question is that the which type of the structure of the stupas, how these stupas were built, the structure, the architecture of these stupas. Stupa is a Sanskrit word. It means a heap, originated as a simple semicircular mound of earth called the anda. It evolved into a more complex structure, balancing round and square shapes. Above the anda, there was a hermica. Hermica, a balcony like structure that represented the abode of God. Abode means house, house of the god. Arising from Hermica, there was a mast called a yashti, often surrounded by a chhatri or umbrella. It means on the upper side there was a yashti, just like as an umbrella shape. Around the mount was a railing separating the sacred space from the secular world. Now, the early stupas were built at Sanchi and Bharut. They were plain except for the stone railing, which resembled a bamboo or a wooden fence, and the gateways, which were richly carved and installed at the four cardinal points. The mounds of the stupas came to be elaborated carved with the niches and sculptures as at the Amravati and the Shahaji Ki Dheri in Peshawar in Pakistan. So these stupas, Shahaji Ki Dheri, this is in the Peshawar in the Pakistan now in this time. So and these stupas were compared to the early stupas at the Sanchi and the Bharut. Now, student, next topic we will cover in our next video. Thank you.